This one is an AI Face Reshaper, but it's a performance changer.
Wow, that's also nuts. That's incredible.
You could change an actor's performance.
I could totally see like Hollywood casting like a B or C level actor who's not that good with acting, and then just having an acting coach go in and post and just like enhance the performance.
All right, welcome back to Denoised. How's it going, Addy?
It's a new day, new models.
Well, in this case, maybe less so on the models. We got actual product updates for NAB next week. But yeah, it feels like a lot of companies are just kind of announcing what's happening this week, instead of it being
you're
a big
going to NAB, right?
reveal. Yeah, leaving tomorrow. Going early.
I'm going to live vicariously through you.
That is exactly what Matt Workman told me, too. I asked if he was going to NAB, and he's like, can't make it this year. But
hey, congrats to Matt, dude.
I know. Congrats to him for joining Fall. Yeah. That's an awesome.
Yeah, he watches this show, I think. Yeah,
I know, and we watch his videos. Yeah, so yeah, good. Congrats, Matt. Okay, so let's talk about some updates and new product releases, and and then kind of a pre-NAB thing. I'll kind of talk about what I'm looking for. I mean, what I'm looking for is, are you talking about agentic AI? Are you talking about MCPs? If I've got an email of someone mentioning MCP in it, I'm like, hey, let's talk. That's been my radar indicator of like, okay, you're forward thinking about this. Let's talk about what you're doing.
Yeah. You're looking at things from a system and architecture's point of view, not just like little engines.
It's like, are you building your platform, your app to be able to connect with everything else and thinking about this agentic future, this workflow? Okay, not that. Let's talk about Blackmagic. There was no MCP mentions in there, but
yeah, Blackmagic's already making a big splash pre-NAB. I saw some other YouTubers, but I'm curious to see what you got going on here.
Yeah, I mean, so in there, they had a bunch of updates, but kind of big one that we focus on a lot is Resolve. So the biggest one in Resolve, but honestly, I'm not that excited or don't care as much about, is they added a photo page. So their same color timing tools, all that stuff. There's now a separate photo panel. You can do the same node-based workflow you would do for coloring video with photos. Clearly,
because there is not enough photo editing software out there.
Yeah, I was going to say clearly going after Lightroom or the Adobe ecosystem or just any other photo editing app. I don't know obviously that Resolve has a big advantage because they have a very powerful free version. I don't know what the exact limitations are of free versus studio and what it can and can't do with photos, but I would imagine you could do a lot for free on the free version with photos. It's an adaptation of their node-based color system for photos.
I'm a big fan of Lightroom. I've been using it for years. What Resolve previewed was more or less like Lightroom, not so much like Photoshop, but more like, photo corrections in color and geometry, perhaps adding grain, adding vignette, obviously doing... I'm not sure if it does merge multiple exposures or not, but those would be like Lightroom-esque features, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Especially going back to when we were talking about real estate photography and HDR and stuff. That's a key component of taking multiple exposures and combining them together.
My thinking here is like Resolve's ultimate strategy is to create what Unreal created with like a one-stop shop for everything. So they have Fusion where you can do some of the stuff that's available in After Effects, like, poor man's nuke, as I like to call it.
It is, I would say, I was going to say, I think it's more powerful than After Effects on some levels, maybe a little more complicated. But yeah, poor man's nuke is a good analogy because they even added more 3D features and shading and features into Fusion.
Yeah. I mean, Adobe, the After Effects supports that stuff through plugins, third-party plugins. But yeah, you're right. Natively, Fusion is pretty powerful. I would imagine the photo stuff would be really cool for somebody who's making a YouTube video, and then they need to generate the thumbnail and then edit the thumbnail. And you could do it all under the same application. It's like boom, 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 and you're done.
I guess, but I think it's more photo editing because, like, if you're doing a thumbnail, you're looking more for like a Photoshop. Like, you wouldn't even do that in Lightroom because you can't really do text and graphics and all that stuff. You would kind of move out of Lightroom to Photoshop equivalent.
Yeah, you'd use AI generations nowadays, right?
Or potentially that. But yeah, I think, look, I mean, if you're looking for an alternative or you're doing a project that involves a bunch of stills, because they noted something of like the color correction you do on the still, if you bring it into a timeline, it holds that color correction that you already did in Resolve, so it kind of works together.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're just looking for a Lightroom alternative, or you really like the way that Resolve does color and node workflows, and that works better for you, then you can have that tool set available to doing photos. Sure. All right, talking a lot about photos when I said that was not what I cared about. The other features they added, so they already had transcription, but now there's more AI clip analysis. So you could run it on analyzing your clips called IntelliSearch, but like looking for objects so that it's searchable in your media bin. Premiere has something similar to this. You can identify faces. It has another cool feature called Analyze for Slate. So then it'll actually look at your footage and see if there's the slate, and then extract the info from the slate and fill out the metadata field for that clip.
That's incredible.
And then some improvement on transcription, where now you can basically search in your entire media bin and search across if you want to just search transcripts, if you want to search that IntelliSearch like for assets. So it's just kind of a better, more unified search experience. Because before it was like you had to load up a transcript and then search it. It was a little clunky. So now it's a bit more streamlined.
Yeah, it seems like they're probably running a VLM under the hood to detect features and objects within the media bin.
Yeah, because everything they do is
cleverly
local.
Organizing that.
Yeah,
everything's local, They
don't upload anything to the cloud. I will say I've noticed, I felt like before the last few years with Blackmagic, they've had some of these features, but they didn't call it AI. They would call it, I always forget. It was like neural engine or neural power or something. They had another marketing term for it that was not AI, but was sort of like, oh, we're doing some stuff. Because I think that was when Adobe was getting like a lot of backlash for putting AI features in, and they kind of distanced themselves. But now AI is kind of okay. So like I just noticed in all of their branding and stuff, it was a lot more just calling it AI and not trying to like spice it up with a different title.
I would say it's more than just okay. If you don't have AI in your product,
right,
you're
you're
kind of irrelevant. So you need it. You need the AI logo on stuff.
They have a built-in speech generator, which you can do text-to-speech with a couple preset voices. But then if you give it a sample of, they said all it needs is less than 10 seconds or up to 10 seconds, it can clone a voice and you can generate with speech, and you have settings and parameters to adjust the speed, the pitch, the variation, and the seed. And then you could lock the seed in the future if you're like, if you find a seed that gives a good delivery and you want to make it consistent throughout the video, then you can lock the seed and keep generating with it.
These are really useful editor functionalities that they're adding. That's awesome.
Yeah, and this is good even if, if it's just scratch audio, because I know a lot of editors, are using 11 labs and stuff, but that's still an extra, gotta hop over there, subscription, generate. If you're just in Resolve and you're like, oh, hey, I need to script out this line, done. You got temp track right there.
Yeah, I know Premiere has similar features where you can give it a couple of words that you didn't say, and it'll generate those phonemes and then kind of just blend it all into it. They also have a feature called Morph Cut, where instead of two jump cuts, it'll kind of like blend the end frame of one and the beginning frame of another, and then just have a smooth transition.
That's been around forever. That's old school. Yeah, I think they all got that. Resolve's got one. I remember actually Avid was the very first to do that. That was like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Avid had like a morph cut 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
Wow.
Where you been, man?
Yeah. 10 years ago, I was deep in Unreal, man. I didn't look up from that.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about with their Premiere. Is that audio stuff in Premiere, or is it in like Audition? Because I felt like sometimes some of the features they put are in like different products, and it's a bit like, just put it in like a unified one.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. It's probably spread out throughout that ecosystem. That's the other thing. Blackmagic like shoves everything into Resolve, so it's all going to be in one place.
It's all there. Yeah. The only question is like, is it on the Fairlight page, or is it on the edit page, or is it on the color page? That's the one issue. And they added a couple other kind of filters and not plugins, but extra filters or like color page features. This one's probably the one I'm most looking forward to, AI CineFocus. So it creates a depth map and then gives you a more realistic fake depth of field as if it was shot with cinematic lenses.
Yeah, see, it has that gradual fall off that I was talking about. Like stuff in the back is really out of focus. Stuff in midground is not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that AI just doesn't do well. Like when it does a novel generation.
The first thing that came to mind with this was like, this is great. I've said before, like, I think Resolve's a really good editing tool for AI, like fully synthetic clips, because it helps. It has the film emulation. And now with this, because a big issue with a lot of the AI clips is like either everything's in focus, it just doesn't have the same natural depth of field. So you can still take the clips that you get and not have to like keep tweaking it in whatever video generator you're using, and then bring it in Resolve and fix or add more depth of field to it.
Absolutely. I would even go far as to have a strategy of generating everything highly in focus, like super sharp with AI. Like, I don't know if you can negative prompt it, but just say nothing out of focus.
Give me everything. So then I could just
give me everything,
have that control
and then
later.
Bring it in here and have very good control over it.
That's a good point. Yeah, I like that. These other filters are kind of crazy too. AI blemish removal. So like a beauty filter kind of thing, which I know.
Yeah. I could have used that when I was 15.
Well, you could be 15 again, because the other one is AI face age transformer. I am curious how well this works, but it analyzes the face and then it is a de-ager or up-ager on a subject's face.
That's crazy. That's crazy to have aging, de-aging capability in Resolve. This was like premium VFX stuff 5 years ago. Like, you'd have to pay 6 figures to get this done.
Yeah, you
could. Oh my God. How far have we come? This is nuts.
Okay, and now this one I think is the craziest one, and I'm thinking, like, wait until the online mob finds out about this plugin, because this is really gonna annoy them.
Okay.
This one is an AI face reshaper, but it's a performance changer. It maps the face, and then you can like make them smile more or adjust their eyebrows and change their facial expressions. In the video itself, it was like you could change an actor's performance, and it's like, oh, that's kind of...
Wow, that's also nuts. That's incredible.
People are kind of freaked out about that thing with AI, and now it's just a plugin in Resolve kind of buried in the feature set.
I could totally see like Hollywood casting like a B or C level actor who's not that good with acting, and then just having an acting coach go in and post and just like enhance the performance.
Crazy.
This is crazy, dude. What a world we live in. I mean, like, if you're complaining today about not making a movie because you don't have the right, you don't have access to the right actors or the right gear, like, no excuse. Everything is at our disposal.
On the flip side, there's just now so many tools with this where it's just like you can get analysis paralysis of never finishing everything.
That's true.
You're like, I could just tweak every single detail about this thing. AI UltraSharpen, which they already had a built-in sharpener, but this... I don't know what's happening
like
under the hood.
I'm guessing it's like a Topaz type deal where they're doing
like Topaz,
some type of AI.
Like OG kind of model, or like I don't think it's a diffusion model running under it.
I've used Resolve's built-in upscaler before. It's pretty solid.
It's
not
good.
that
Yeah,
bad.
it's good for like a click on. Yeah. And if you're on a PC and you have an NVIDIA card, then you get even more options for the upscaler. It unlocks more upscaling options because it can tap into the GPU. This one's also really cool and handy. It is a deblur. So if you have
is this the enhance button from like crime shows?
Kinda, yeah. It's what's it called? Remove motion blur. So if you like whip panned or like move too quick and you didn't get the details and you want to bring the details back, it makes a new version of the clip and brings the details back.
That's pretty good. That video you just that's pretty damn good, man. Even with motion. God.
I remember now we were like, I want to add more motion blur, and now it's like, what if you want to remove motion blur?
But I want to remove and then add to my liking.
I want to remove it and then add my own motion blur. I don't like the way it blurs. I need to like add the right blur. Yeah, this is crazy. So that was the craziest stuff that I was like,
that's so powerful. All of those are so powerful. I still stand by my stance that you cannot replace human performance with enhanced AI performance or puppetry or whatever. Having said that, people are going to absolutely try to figure out how to like save dollars with these features.
Yeah, and, actor contracts will have to be, add more stuff to it of what you can and can't do. Because we're already in performance agreements and stuff, already having, like, what we can and can't do, like, with voice cloning or ADR or, like, that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, it's just going to get more and more, so everyone knows, like, what's cool, what's extra permission, what's not cool. I mean, look, also on the flip side, going back to, like, Resolve's great for synthetic videos. When it's an AI thing, and you like most of it, but also you need to tweak the performance of the AI synthetic character, that's a different ballpark. And also that's great if you can generate your video and then bring it into Resolve and tweak the performance of the AI generation.
My guess is it won't work right.
It's a face.
I forgot where I heard this, Joey, but I heard that like an AI generated video really struggles with camera tracking because of the inherent noise, and like camera tracking stuff just absolutely goes bonkers.
So you think if I had an AI video of like a human face character, it would have trouble picking up on it?
Yeah, it wouldn't stick. Yeah, I don't think it would stick really well, like the markers and stuff. Yeah.
All right, gonna have to try that. Once I update, I have not updated because the one annoying thing about Resolve is you have to unlike Adobe where you can have your main release version, but then you can also install the beta version as 2 separate apps. So you can go back and forth with Resolve. The beta version replaces the stable version. So you have to commit to going on the beta version, which
got it. Now it's like Photoshop beta and Photoshop. Yeah, the beta has all the cool stuff.
Yeah, but Photoshop will let you install Photoshop as one app, and then it'll let you install Photoshop beta as a separate app, so you can go back and forth. Resolve won't do that. You gotta commit. So I've not committed yet.
Especially someone like you who's always editing, producing. You can't shake this tree, man.
Normal Joey, it was like, let's go, just update, install the beta. But lessons learned, Joey, going into NAB with a team of a couple editors, and we're all going to need to be on a stable system of Resolve, is we'll wait until after until.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, since I don't do any production anymore, I'll do some beta testing.
And go check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go take some AI clips. I'm very curious about this. Take some AI clips and see what these filters, how these filters work with it.
That's a good idea. Shout out to Blackmagic.
Yeah.
Again, I was expecting new. I think they announced a new Pixis camera as well.
So camera wise,
and you're gonna probably see all that at the show and report back.
Yeah, I mean they announced all of it. Actually, this is kind of a trend thing that I want to talk about. So there really weren't any new camera bodies or any new big camera updates. The biggest thing was they added 100G Ethernet ports to a couple of the cameras. So the Cine camera, the URSA, and the Pixis 12K. There's a more expensive model. Everything about the body, sensor, everything's exactly the same. Literally the only thing that changed is 100G Ethernet output.
Yeah, it's the interfaces that change. And they're gearing up their product line for broadcast more so.
Yeah.
Red is also doing the same. I know Red recently launched an entire broadcast division, so they're taking the Raptor, and then just like Blackmagic, they're just attaching a bunch of ports that you need for broadcast, and then it's a new camera, it's a new product.
Yeah,
they're going after it.
Speed we don't really need for film, but yeah, it was for high speed, data throughput, slow-mo to go into broadcast. And yeah, I mean, they kind of built out additional tools where you could have a live broadcast version of the Cine Immersive. So they also have support with an update with Constellation. There was $100,000 Constellation, their video mixer, and some of their other video tools. In the broadcast realm, which we don't really talk about much, but they kind of built out enough of the tool set to have a pipeline where you could do an immersive live broadcast event, kind of like what they're doing at Cosm, but Cosm, everything with Cosm is proprietary to them.
Yeah,
so
they have their own cameras. Right.
And the other,
and so does the Sphere.
Yeah. So if you were I want to do stuff like that, but don't have the R&D budget to build our entire camera ecosystem, now there's a Blackmagic solution. And they did a big overhaul on Fairlight, their audio mixing stuff, to have an immersive live audio mixing platform. So you can capture immersive audio, mix it, have the video camera. The camera is with immersive video. So kind of the whole pipeline to do some sort of live immersive.
Yeah, what a age we live in. I mean, from hardware to software out to distribution, it's all becoming more and more seamless and painless. That's incredible.
The fact that there weren't any other kind of bigger camera updates and it's mostly broadcast focus feels like a continuation of what we talked about last year, where last year at NAB felt like the most broadcast-centric NAB that I've been to.
It's back to being National Association of Broadcasters, because it was pretty film for a while.
It was very film. I mean, that was where FreeFly launched the movie a long time ago, and then like the Ronin came out from DJI and drones, and it was like a lot of Red had a huge booth there. It was like where like a lot of the cinema cameras would launch their stuff, and it became
Ari had the lights and the cameras. Like Ari's booths are famous at
Red
NAB, and
built
then
a movie theater.
Sony, and Sony has that corner where they showed off, the new Venices and all that stuff. So look, I think you would probably agree that the big trend is like film hardware sales is slowing down, and so they got to recuperate and make up that with broadcast hardware
live
sales.
events and sports and all that is still like the one big growth area for a lot of the media companies. So it makes sense that that's most of the focus for what the companies are focusing on, because they've got money to buy. So.
I mean, if you look at like Amazon and Netflix, who both have pivoted hard into live events, those things need a lot of hardware in order for them to do that. Yeah.
One thing I will say I am bummed about, there was really no update for Blackmagic Cloud. They had like a new deck mountable cloud store thing, but nothing on the software side that addresses a lot of the cloud storage synchronization features and issues with Resolve and Blackmagic Cloud in general. So that's my one bummer.
You're a heavy BMD cloud user. My one sort of tinfoil hat theory on that is cloud costs have gone exponentially up, right? With all of the AI cloud inference and training that's happening. So my guess is Blackmagic's internal AWS cost or whatever infrastructure they're using has gone up. And they are probably going to hold off on cloud development because it's just not something they're making a lot of money in at the moment.
I don't know. All right. Well, that was a tin hat theory. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. But also, we're trying a new workflow, this NAB, which I'll talk about in a second. All right. Next up, Adobe stuff. So Adobe's two big updates. The big one at Premiere is they've launched a completely revamped color mode. The theory behind this was kind of redesigning color built more towards editors and not colorists and color specialists. So it's this more simplified color wheel drag and drop interface where you have more minimal, like instead of like having your 3 color wheels, you kind of have this one unified wheel. Your video is much bigger, click and drag to make changes and kind of, I think the idea was just more like getting the change you have in your head, make it easier to do apply to the video versus mixing like 3 or 4 different color wheels and trying to get it right when you're not a colorist. So yeah, so it's kind of a completely new color mode and a complete revamp on the system. And there's different ways you could have it just apply, just color clip, color your timeline, color sequence. Yeah, so I haven't messed around with it, but I'm going to dig into it soon. But it looked like a pretty good, streamlined, like new color experience for
I mean, it's not just streamlined. It's probably doing so much under the hood. Like there's probably a lot of neural stuff happening with just like one little click, one little shift. That's probably triggering like a bunch of different workflows. And like it's analyzing the media and masking and all types of things. Because as they were adjusting the color in that video, I was noticing that it's not a global effect, like it is specifically selecting portions of the frame to apply that in.
Oh yeah, good point. Like tying in their smart masking, which they've kind of been rolling out lately with coloring. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm curious too if it has features to either like if you have a reference image to kind of like color match like against a reference image to like match the color timing of that, or also to match if you have 2 different interview shots, like match the color between the 2. Simple stuff like that where you kind of comes up a lot where you like have multiple cameras, you want to just equalize them if it has easy features to fix that.
Yeah, I welcome it. I welcome anything that is simple enough to get 90% of the job done, right? For the other 10%, you have the colorists who are on Resolve that are going to go ham. But for most of us, like if this gets us 90% there and it's a YouTube video.
And if this looks really good, way better than what I would have tried to do myself, awesome. And not having to like, look, Resolve's great and super powerful, but also like for, like you said, YouTube stuff, it's like, I don't need 20 node trees to do that and spend my day trying to figure that out. So yeah, it's cool. And then other Adobe one, this was also pretty neat. Frame.io now has a way to mount locally. So it's called Frame Drive. And it's basically, you can take your Frame.io account, mounted on your computer as a local drive, kind of like LucidLink. So it appears as a hard drive. You have access. You could stream all the videos instantaneously or whatever media you have. In Frame.io, it shows up as a local hard drive.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I mean, that's how Google Drive mounts itself as well.
Google Drive falls apart with videos. So like it doesn't like...
Right.
If you wanted to edit a video, or if you wanted to edit a project and your media was stored in Google Drive, your video files, you would have to pin all those video files to download them locally. There's no way that Google Drive is built to stream video files in real time.
Right. It's just not built for that kind of throughput.
Right. It's built for text files and just keeping your stuff in sync or easy moving.
PDFs.
This, I believe, it can do, like, similar to LucidLink. LucidLink will stream your files in real time, so you can edit off of video files off your virtual drive seamlessly. I believe this will do the same thing, and we'll have that seamless playback. So you could have your raw video files in your Frame.io link or Frame.io drive. You could load it up in Premiere, bring in your video files, and edit with them while they're still technically stored in Frame.io.
Yeah, that seems like the missing link between Frame.io and Premiere.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to close that last mile problem, which is pretty cool. Question for you, Mr. Editor: How similar or dissimilar is this Frame.io drive to Strata?
I'll get to that in my next tab.
All right,
but
okay, I will hold that question.
What was I going to say? Yeah, no. Talking about the missing link, I think I probably rambled about this multiple times, but that was the advantage that Blackmagic Cloud had with Resolve and that ecosystem they built, where like Blackmagic Cloud can synchronize your project for a team, collaborative, plus handle the media and the proxies with their server. And I was always like, it's really frustrating that Premiere has a team feature that just manages a collaborative project, but they were always like, for the proxies or for the media, you're on your own. Maybe use LucidLink or figure something else out. I think this
download it and figure it out.
That missing piece. I haven't dug into the workflow, and I mean, it would be shocking to me if they built this thing and it doesn't do real time editing or can't handle the proxy media or all your media with a Premiere team project. But this should be that missing piece. Like, if not, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and the solutions that Frame.io has developed, like, it's so solid and bulletproof. Like, it doesn't crash. It works under many conditions, many platforms, and things like that. So I'm sure
I mean, like, as much as I love all the other cloud platforms and stuff, we still have a robust Frame.io account because the review tools, the video playback, being able to handle like files of any size. It just works.
Chef's kiss.
Big fan of Frame.io, even with all the other tools I use. It's still kind of the backbone to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Strata Connect. So Strata Connect basically does the same exact thing that I just talked about.
Okay.
That's
what I was going to get to.
From a user perspective, it will mount to your computer and you'll be able to edit and stream files, video files in real time, and you can load them in Resolve or Premiere or wherever and like edit with this virtually mounted drive. The big difference is Strata Connect has zero cloud storage. So Strata Connect is working off of let's say my computer, my laptop, I have a hard drive plugged into it with the original media. I turn this computer into a host. So this computer is on Strata, it's pulling the files from my connected hard drive, and then other computer editor anywhere else in the world loads Strata. My hard drive on this computer shows up as a hard drive on their computer, and then they can still edit the videos in real time and play back the videos and bring those videos into Premiere, Resolve, and edit those video files.
Dude, that's bonkers.
It's basically peer-to-peer. Yeah,
it's like LimeWire on steroids.
Yeah. Frame.io, you still have to have your media stored on Frame.io, and you're still paying your storage cost. Same with LucidLink has like the craziest pricing. It's like $80 a terabyte. So like they have like the craziest per terabyte pricing.
They're also very professional grade.
Yeah, I mean they've been around for a while. Like it works. Right. They've built out a system. Like if you're enterprise and you want something that is definitely going to work, LucidLink has proven that. Strata, this is new, but so we are going to try Strata.
At the show?
At NAB, I'm going to test out. So basically still using...
With the crappy Wi-Fi at the show, you're going to do this?
No, it's going to be at the Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
So like at the Airbnb, they'll be like, Iodine lent me one of their crazy big, like 20 terabyte RAID hard drive things. That'll store all the original files. That'll be plugged into like a Mac Mini that's just always on. That's the Strata host. And then all the editors will mount that Strata drive and can stream and edit the videos as if it's showing up on their own computer. Also, Strata can handle Blackmagic RAW, which was a big limitation before.
Right.
It cannot play back Blackmagic RAW in real time, to clarify.
That's okay. That's okay.
You know,
I think if you just download it, that's fine. Yeah.
They'll have to edit in proxies. I mean, we always make proxies anyway. So like they'll be editing with the proxies, and then when it's ready to export, it exports from the actual Blackmagic RAW.
So you'll be in Vegas with that. What I'll do is I'll have BitTorrent up in LA, and I'll download the Strata torrent from here. Sounds good.
Strata torrent. You're gonna come in, you're just gonna rip all the footage out of the drive. So yeah, Strata works. I mean, it's gonna be great because there's no cloud storage. You just plug in your hard drive, and your hard drive turns into a cloud drive, which has been this missing link forever of, you're like, oh, cloud storage is great. It is great, but it never gets smaller, and you're just paying like month to month. You're always just paying that storage fee. So
any kind of innovation and outside the box thinking in our industry, I welcome. So this feels like really outside the box thinking. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. It just turns the drive into a cloud drive, and you can just edit video in real time. I
wonder though, since they're not charging for cloud access and storage and all that, like how is the pricing and the licensing working?
Per seat. It's pretty reasonable. It's per seat. If you add people to your folder and stuff, it's like $12 a user a month. If you want to transfer the files, they do charge a limit to that. So like you can edit my files off the drive in real time, but if you wanted to copy those files, or if I wanted to receive files from you, I can like send someone a link, be like, hey, like send me the footage, like use this link and upload it, and it'll add that footage to my hard drive. Transfers, they charge a little bit more. But that's pretty much the kind of cap, but it's basically however many people you add to your project, you just get charged per seat. $12 a month.
It's really reasonable pricing. It's like half as expensive as Frame.io, like from what it looks.
And depending on how much you use Frame.io and how much you're storing. So I mean, I connected the like 80 terabyte NAS to Strata, so like anything on there is potentially accessible, where like an editor can access and use that footage. So that's where it starts getting crazy, when it's like, oh, if you have terabytes of media stored, and you could just turn your entire NAS into a cloud drive without having to pay all of that, all those storage fees.
Yeah, I guess like if I were to nitpick, like the Achilles heel for all of this is really going to be the Wi-Fi at the Airbnb for you.
Yes, it's going to be like, I'll hardwire into the Ethernet, but I don't know what the speed is. Michael said that it's run on pretty mediocre Wi-Fi because it'll just kind of reduce the quality. And there is a cache feature, so like it will try to download the active files in the background to the local computer so that it does speed things up. But yeah, it's you're at the mercy of the internet. Just power in general in that area. And also like I have to have a host computer running. If that host computer freezes, some glitch with that, then yes, it knocks the entire thing offline. And, you're kind of, there are like single points of failure for this. So that, that's the trade-off for.
Well, hopefully there's like, built-in error correction and recovery modes where you lose the connection, but it doesn't really kill your session per se.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be your video files would go offline, because the actual project, we're still using Blackmagic Cloud to manage the actual like project library. So like that's still saved and local in a different system. So if like the device went offline, it would sort of be like someone unplugged your hard drive by accident, and your media files would go offline, but the actual timeline and project itself would still be preserved.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. What other update from Sony that's coming is a new feature in Cine, which was like their kind of spatial capture.
Cine?
World, realm. Yeah, remember, I think we've talked about them a while ago. They built some of the like 3D display monitors, and then they had some of the 3D headsets.
Yes.
It was kind of like their ecosystem for like building 3D worlds and tools to like work and manipulate in them. So they have a 3D world scanner pipeline that is basically, it's an iPhone app, but you do have to have a Sony camera, but you attach your phone to the camera, run the app, and then use the alpha camera as the capture device, and then the phone guides you for capturing the space.
Okay. So it's like the reconstruction is being done on the phone itself.
The phone's mapping and doing the reconstruction, and you're capturing the images with your higher quality
Correct.
alpha camera. And then I'm guessing later on you post-process the two and get a 3. It's not a Gaussian splat. It is a
probably going to be
polygon.
regular mesh. Yeah, OBJ or GLB or one of those file formats.
What do you think of this?
I mean, I'm just curious why now in 2026? Like, this would have been really suitable for when 3D scanners were really hot and new, like, back 10 years ago when Leica was rolling out. There's Arctech. There's a bunch of 3D scanners. I mean, even with this, you have apps on your phone now, like Polycam, which does a really good job with the iPhone camera itself.
Yeah, and it seems like Polycam on steroids because he's probably using the same iPhone LiDAR data that's like, okay, not like a dedicated LiDAR, but okay data. And then a better image capture from the Sony mirrorless camera.
Yeah, they should have just saved the money from the development and not let go of all of Pixelmondo. That's just like my opinion. Like, I don't see the point of this now, especially because AI is about to completely revolutionize this space anyway.
I know. I would see, like, if they already built the groundwork, they should try to switch this to, like, at least do Gaussian splats, like right away.
Splats, 4D GS, for sure.
They need to, like, it's a cool idea of this workflow where you kind of pair stuff you already have, or the camera's pretty accessible. But yeah, this needs to be doing Gaussian splats ASAP.
Yeah, and also like with a lot of first frame, last frame, like if you put that through a Kling model, like you can kind of get some orbital stuff out of it, just with 2 or 3 images.
Oh, so what you're saying, like these kind of background things you could just generate versus
you can just generate capture. And have like the parallax that you need or whatnot on a case-by-case basis. Like you don't really need to capture it.
If I'm already there at this place to capture this first frame, last frame, then I'd rather just capture the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who the market for any of this stuff is, who's going to be buying it. It's certainly not consumers,
Yeah, I mean, they're demoing the curved look, like as if you're going to put this on a wall. But I know a lot of the Zen stuff is also for like headset work and things.
Sure.
And games. Yeah, I don't know who'd use it for virtual production.
Maybe, it does say virtual. It's funny, it says virtual production, even though you guys are closing down some stages. Look, a disguise thing.
Plugin for disguise. Okay.
So the disguise plugin would most likely be for concert touring or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Some sort of more experiential kind of thing than an actual wall.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk to them Sunday morning, so I'll find out more information.
All right. Sounds good.
And then on the flip side, well, not really flip side, but speaking of super immersive worlds, and not really NAB related, but this was going around on X the other day. NVIDIA has a new spatial model, Lyra 2.0. It's kind of feels like World Labs on steroids. It is like, or Genie.
Yeah, the quality is high. The quality is high on this video.
It is moving through a world that is being generated, but it is like, it keeps going and it's persistent and you can go back and it remembers. I don't know what the duration is, but this feels pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like after they launched the autonomous driving stuff, which was just a few months back, you knew that they were working on some incredible world models.
Yeah, well, they all tie together, as we have said multiple times.
Yeah.
All roads lead to world models.
Physical AI, yeah.
But yeah, look, I mean, it's moving around this like detailed, intricate library house thing. Everything's staying persistent.
That is so high quality versus like a Gaussian splat or something.
Yeah, and like
it's insane.
We just went upstairs, we moved into different rooms, like there's nothing's falling apart. Oh, they're at the edge of that door, but like we just moved through a house.
Yeah, the video render is so sharp.
Yeah, so this thing, I'm gonna have to test it out. This is pretty wild. But yeah,
you can test it out. How would you test it out?
I thought they had models open or code.
Code.
I think you could run it locally. Maybe or someone spins it up on the cloud.
Or vibe code UI on top of.
I don't know. I'm just gonna give it to Claude and ask it like, hey, how do I use this thing?
I love that. I love that, Joey. Yeah, exactly. Just give it the web link. Like I don't have time. Be rude as well.
Actually,
I don't have time for this.
I am gonna try. I'm gonna have a whole like kind of a workflow breakdown for the NAB stuff. But one of the ideas is to because Resolve has like built-in scripting stuff. So I want to, my goal is to have Claude set up a way to automatically, like once an editor's done with a timeline, that it automatically just grabs the timeline, spins up Resolve, loads like an export preset, and then just exports it. So like they don't have to sit around or like wait for that to happen. That's one of my other goals for the show.
I love it. All right. Keep me
Claude to
posted.
control. And last one, another thing from World Labs. They released a new version of Spark. So I didn't realize this, but Spark is sort of their web viewable 3D Gaussian splat platform to view splats on the web. So they develop it. And then they released a new update to basically...
This also feels much higher quality than their last version.
It's just to play the splats in a browser, right? Versus actual scanning. I mean, they have released updates to their world model, Marble, in the last few weeks. Yeah, this is so just make splats more web viewable and open that up to putting them in the web.
Yeah, I think in the future, all video models will basically be a derivative of world models. And that way you get the consistency of spatial spaces. You can put the camera here versus there.
Yeah, so it understands
have accurate
the space instead of trying to just make one frame after the other.
Exactly. So even if you dedicate a little bit of inference time to generating that world first and then the rest of the inference to generate the video in really high quality, I think that would make sense.
This table might be the most famous table in bicycle in the world. You've seen this table, right? It's from the the original 3D Gaussian splat paper. It's in this table backyard thing always comes up in all of these
really?
Gaussian splat demos. Yeah, it's a table and there's a bike next to a bench. That was the first demos, and so they always resurface.
Nice. This is the amazing wrap up to pre-NAB and a little bit of love for the world models. Love it.
Yeah. See, I'll be at NAB. Sadly, Addy will not. Sad.
This is the second year that I'm missing. I'm really bummed. I hope to see you at NAB next year. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to go.
Just go. Yeah. You will be there next year. Manifest it.
Yes, I'll be there.
Maybe next year we'll finally be able to do a live podcast at the show.
Yeah. And any of the viewers, if you are at NAB, you want to meet up with Joey, take some selfies.
Let me know.
Hit us in the comments.
Thanks for everything talked about at denoisepodcast.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next episode.